Hey guys, good morning. It's psychic medium Sarah Lemos. How are you today? Welcome into the office where we hang out, chat, and talk about all things metaphysics and paranormal. Trying to see here. I'm going to close this out real quick. And the chat is open. So I'm really excited to be here this morning. I love waking up on Mondays saying, all right, let's go. Let's connect with the tribe that thrives on Facebook. Let's connect with people that are spiritually growing and connected and are taking the steps towards home, which is always here. I am psychic medium Sarah Lemos. You may have seen me on shows like Ghosts of Morgan City, Ghost Town Terror, The Osbournes Want to Believe, and most importantly for today, Ghosts of Morgan City. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome in. Good morning. Paranormal Pixie, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in, you guys. This is a great place to get started for your week. Why? Because we're going to take a little bit of a look at what's going to be happening this week energetically through a card pull. Then we're going to jump over to mindful cards, a way of practicing mindfulness, 3 different ways throughout this week. And then we're going to talk about Ghosts of Morgan City. And I want all your questions today, you guys. I want all your questions. I want to be able to answer anything I can. It's funny, I put a headband on and I just couldn't do it. And we'll be talking about headbands. Good morning, Amy. How are you? Welcome in, you guys. Hopefully you can hang out here today with me this hour and we can chat about Ghosts of Morgan City, things like that. If you are on other socials, I would love it if you would share and let people know we are going live and hanging out together today. So let's get started, shall we? We're going to also talk about a crystal. I think, we need that crystal love, don't we all? So we're going to be talking about amethyst, and I want some of your guys' feedback today. But behind me, you see that beautiful purple crystal. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful purple crystal. And for some of you, it may have been your very first crystal. For many of us sensitives, we are drawn to stones like this, like amethyst, because it really does connect us to the third eye and crown chakra, right? So good morning. Yay. So glad you made it. And it's a great crystal for the very beginnings of your spiritual path or spiritual awakening, because it is a crystal of protection. It is a crystal of opening oneself, third eye, being connection to your intuitiveness. And it's also known as the spa crystal. And some of you guys already know that it's a crystal that's all about relaxation, calming, and soothing. So for things where physical pain and things like that, I will see your doctor. I'm not a doctor. Don't play one on TV. But using amethyst to relax and calm. And I think that's why it might, what do you guys think? But I think that might be one of the reasons that it is so good as a beginner stone for intuitives, because a lot of us, how many of you guys have experienced anxiety? Be honest. Those of you that went through a shift, those of you that went through an awakening process, can you just, if you're willing to share, those of you in the chat today, I just want to know, did you ever feel like you had anxiety? Because I'll tell you, that was one of my telltale signs that I was awakening. I was illuminating, if you will. For sure. I was changing and shifting. Yes. There we go. They've got one. Yes. Anxiety. And I explain this, right? Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Yes. Exactly. So it's like, thank you so much, guys, thank you, Laura. Thank you, Karen. And thank you, El Frey. I appreciate you guys, because for me, I had a lot of anxiety for many, many, many years before I came out as a psychic medium. So honest to God. And it was very overwhelming. And what I've come to understand, right? What I've come to understand is that working with amethyst also is very calming and soothing to the nerves. And because I think it protects us, it's very helpful in calming our nerves when it comes to connection to energy. So guys, as psychics, you know what you're doing is connecting to people, right? So you are connecting to people and their energies, be it about finances, be it about love, be it about the future, or be it about the past. That's what psychics really do, is they work with the energy of the person, right? Now, why I think amethyst would be awesome for mediums is because you're connecting directly to the deceased. So you're connecting and talking to the person on the other side. Now, their energy and frequency is different than ours. Hey, Zen Meadows, how are you? It is a universally loved crystal. I agree with you. And we connect directly to the other side. And so our energy is different. So my energy flow and fluctuation is different than someone on the other side. Their energy is going to move a lot different. And if you've taken classes with me, like Pathways to Spirit, you understand what I'm saying. And it's important because that also will feel like anxiety. So our complete connection to spirit is beautiful, right? It's a beautiful thing, be it pets, be it loved ones on the other side, whatever. It's beautiful. But there is an anxiety sensation. Does anybody else agree with me? Good morning, Kim, honey, sending so much love. Do you know what I mean? So it's this, it feels like it, yeah, and it triggers anxiety. Yes, absolutely. I love how you wrote that. Fabulous, darling. Got my butterfly sandals on. Yay! I bought a pair and they didn't fit. And I love those things. So yes. So using certain crystals also, let's take away the woo-woo. I know, why would we? But let's just do it for a minute. Holding a crystal in our hand in itself is soothing, right? And just go with me. Even if you don't believe in energy transference and that we're taking and receiving from this crystal, let's pretend we don't believe in that, guys. None of us believe in that. Holding a crystal brings us to this moment, right? So if I'm holding a crystal, I'm feeling it, it's soothing, right? The coolness is soothing in my hand. And it brings me to this moment. Remember, we're not woo-woo anymore. So we're not getting anything from this, but we're just being in the moment. There's something about that too, right? So I feel like even if you don't believe in energy, which I don't know how you couldn't, but if you didn't, still taking a moment to hold a crystal, a rock, if you want to call it that, and just be within that moment with that energy can be pretty powerful. So I think that's important to be said. You know, even if you wash away the things that we all know to be true, there's something also beautiful just sitting with a beautiful crystal. Yeah, and it's the cool weight of grounding. Exactly. And if people don't understand that, that's okay too, right? So we're going to open it up now. I'm going to, Mystic friends, remember to hit the like button. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Please like the video and share. It would mean the world to me. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit. Yeah, liking this video would mean the world to me, guys. We want to really build these numbers up. And I want to thank everybody who's been sharing on Facebook. I just want to take a quick minute to thank everybody who's been sharing on Facebook and stuff. To those that feel like they have people that this would be interesting too. I, of course, don't need, don't share it if you don't feel it, but I just want to say thank you. Love my worry stone that keep it in my pocket, right, Kim? It's like you can call it a metaphysical stone or a worry stone or whatever, but what's cool is that it is earthing, grounding, and connection, right? And there's something about having something with you that is familiar that brings you back to the now. And so, depends on how you look at it. It's still just a beautiful process. So I wanted to bring up amethyst today, as it was one of my very first crystals and one of my very favorite crystals. It zapped me. I was like, gosh, was I 16? I was in a metaphysics shop or a rock shop. I don't think we had metaphysics shops back then. And I went in and I was paying for something, which probably a piece of tiger's eye, because I thought tiger's eye was the coolest stone. And I'm not saying that it's not, but I did think that tiger's eye was it, man. And I put my hand across this amethyst to pay, and it zapped me. Have you guys ever been zapped by a crystal? And it literally zapped me like a electric fence. It was not a, ooh, isn't this pretty? It was a zap. Citrine and Shugnite gets hot when I hold them. Oh, that's awesome. So this literally electrocuted me. Like it zapped the shit out of me. excuse my language. But it got me good. And so of course I started paying attention to it. And so me and the amethyst became close. Yeah, getting zapped. So we're going to talk about the cards that I pulled today, guys. And I need to talk about the storm that we are in. And I don't want to get political on here, guys. So please do not post anything political. That is not for this space. So we're going to talk around it. And I'm going to talk about the storm that we are in. And that's the best way to explain it. And for many intuitives, you already feel it. You already feel like you knew that there was change coming. You didn't know exactly how. You knew that all of this was going to erupt. We all felt it. And now we're in it. And we're in the shift and change with politics. We're in shift and change in the world. We are shift and change financially. And I'm not trying to be scary because that's not what I'm trying to do by any means. I'm being real with you because you guys know I will always meet you in the real, right? I will never come at you fake. I will always tell you the truth and I will always share what I got, right? Well, interesting enough, no joke, these are the cards that I pulled in order today. Energy, which we all can feel is just up and down, right? And I mean, yesterday I slept all day, you guys, all day because my body just couldn't take the flux anymore. Then get this. So then we moved into energy. Then I got awakening. Energy, awakening. I love hanging out with my people, and then peace, because you guys are all reading these cards just like I read it. That right now, the biggest thing that we can do for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our kids, for our animals. Sorry. No, don't do that. It was like this. Okay. Is stay in balance. Isn't that what the cards are telling us? These cards are telling us stay in balance, aren't they not? I mean, we have energy, massive energy flow. We have an awakening and movement, and then we have peace, right? And I feel like, if I may, liken this to a birth, that there's a lot of energy in the body when you're birthing a child. The body knows what to do. It says, get out of my way. Literally, it says, step out of the way. Let me do my thing. Then there's the awakening, and then there's peace. And so I want everybody to know right now, as we move through this week, that there's a lot of change, that you're going to see a lot of change. That we're not done yet. But to remain in your own peace, however that is. So turn on the news if that gives you peace. Turn off the news if that gives you peace. Make sure you're doing your prayers, your meditations this week, because it's really important to stay balanced through all of this. Again, if you guys don't mind giving this video a like or a heart, I would appreciate it. Yeah. So what do you guys think of the cards? Wouldn't you agree it's all about balance, or did you guys pull something else? I want to hear it. I trust my tribe. I trust my people. Breath work would be amazing. I agree, Laura. Yeah. Breath work, breathing, anytime you feel that sensation of overwhelmness, just breathing through it. Absolute perfect cards. I agree. It makes a lot of sense, right? Again, thanks so much for the likes on the video, guys. And if you can share this later, that would be awesome. If not, no worries. We're going to move right now into mindfulness cards, the mindfulness cards that I'm going to be pulling every single week for us, amongst me pulling cards for the week for us, mindful cards, and always talking about a crystal, because I think it's important. And I would love, if you guys have some additional information on amethyst that you want to share today, I would love it. Better get that amethyst in my water bottle. Yes. Chill out, drink some water, right? Absolutely. So, and if you guys have anything else you want to share, I would love that. I was out of balance until yesterday when the veil was lifted and the energy, beautiful. Cards are right on. I think they are. I think the cards are right on. I mean, if you feel into what's going on, and though when we are in these energy moments, we can make really bad decisions because fear creeps in. So we feel the energy, and the energy is we feel like it's anxiety. So we move into must fix, must make better, must change everything, everybody's, choices. And we must. It's not true. It's a time to get balanced. It's a time to get balanced. So we're going to talk about these mindful cards and talk about 3 ways that you can stay mindful this week. Did your mindful cards work last week? Did anybody try any of your mindful cards last week? Last week, mindful cards was all about taking some social media time out, which I did. I did a phone break and it was amazing twice last week. Just said, you know what? I'm taking a break. That's what the mindful card said to do. I'm going to try it out. And I loved it. So I might actually do it again this week. I am on social media all the time because of my job. And so I just took 2 breaks last week and it was amazing. The fires and storms stir up all kinds of energy. Yes, they do, Kim, especially for sensitives like Kim, who is very connected to earth and tree energy and natural energies. That makes sense that would be very upsetting to you because the animals are upset. Earth is upset. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I honor you and I'm sending you so much love. So this week, the 3 cards we have is, one is be present. So this card is all about how can we be present this week? Take your time on a task. This is me. I'm getting called out on this one. I'm totally getting called out on this one, guys. Be patient. Take time with a task or activity you would normally rush. I was more aware of how I scrolled. Perfect. Yep. Just becoming more aware is beautiful. Love that, Debbie. Laura says, I did. I also made the decision to spend 10 minutes each day creating art. Awesome. Awesome. So this week we're looking at slowing down during a task. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm doing laundry or dishes or vacuuming or dusting, or I would say mostly in-house stuff, I rush. And usually I get hurt. So I either stumble on something or whatever, but I'm literally thinking about the next thing that needs to be done. And so I'm not in the moment. So I'm going to try very hard this week to not rush, to be in the moment and do the task at hand. This is going to drive me crazy. Just so you know, like this one alone, be present is going to be me going crazy. But we're going to try it. And then relax. So this card is all about how to get in a state of relaxation. Smile and brighten someone else's day. Now, either smiling at someone will brighten their day or it will make them think you're crazy. But either way, there'll be a giggle. So anymore, when I smile at people, I can't help but laugh how quickly they stop looking at me. If I smile at someone, because I'm just a happy person, I've noticed that they will look away. People look away. So the household is dangerous, Debbie. I totally agree. Laura says, so true. I tend to rush through household tasks too. I think we all do. So relaxing, smile, brighten someone's day. Take a minute just to smile. And I think that also lets us say, stop what you're doing, be in the moment, right? And give a smile. Just give a smile. Like I said, either people will be like, what? Why are you smiling at me? Or people will really enjoy it and share a smile back with you. But I think that's one thing that we don't do enough anymore. You know, in the 1950s, everywhere you went, people were like, hi, how are you? You know, if you were near someone, you said hi. And this day and age, that rarely happens unless someone's trying to sell you something. So anyways, and our third card for this week is reflect. Count your blessings. Write down 5 things that others have done for you. Now, I think this is really important, guys. The idea of what have others done for you? Why? Why is this important? Because it takes many to create a world of peace, love, and joy. And we need others. We do. And a lot of people don't like hearing this, especially intuitives. We don't need anybody. We don't need anything. We got this on our own, right? But we got spirit. But the thing is that counting our blessings, you know, for me, I have been really, really ill for 3 weeks now. And my husband has really shown up for me. He's, made me my coffee. He makes sure I have what I need. He's, so I can at least do 5 for just my husband today. But normally, I'm not going to lie, I feel very blessed by my tribe that thrives on Facebook. Excuse me. So sorry. Because I can name every single day where someone says something kind about me, where maybe hasn't done something for me other than, which means the world, when someone shares something of mine. When someone takes the time to share something that I'm doing or share something that I wrote, it means a lot to me. So that's another thing that I would write down. But I would suggest, guys, write 5 things that someone else has done for you. Even if it's someone called you, someone said you look beautiful, someone brought you, a gift, whatever. But listing these things is very important. I've been very ill fiber for a few weeks too. Yeah, it's been bad, Laura. It's been really bad. Josh is magic. He really is. That has been a big one for me this year after injuring my shoulder. It's so hard, isn't it, Kim? Like I'm trying not to get frustrated even talking about, but I'm frustrated because like today I was like, I got to go to the doctors. Like, we can't do this anymore. I got to go to the doctors. Like, we got to get me to the doctors. And then I'm going to drive myself. And Josh is like, no, I'm going to drive you. And I'm like, no, I'm going to drive myself. And it's like, there's something in me that says, Kim, that no, I have to do it all. And it's just it's not real. Like, we can let people help us. But for some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like when someone helps me, I don't know about you guys, but I'm less than. If someone needs to help me, I'm just being honest, guys, being honest. I feel like I'm less than. It makes me want to cry. So that is my truth. Praise for your health. Oh, thanks, Holly. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And again, guys, if you don't mind giving this a like, I would really appreciate it. And then don't forget to put on your bell so that when I am live, you know when I'm live. It'll just tell you Sarah is live. It won't annoy you. It'll just give you, you know what I'm saying, Kim? Thank you. Yes, I don't like asking for help. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I mean, not that I don't want you guys to be able to ask for help, but it's nice to hear I'm not alone in that. I do that too. I resist help. Then I'm mad when I need help. So am I. I have a hard time expecting help or asking for help. Lindsay, same. Share it on Facebook. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you for sharing this out. I really do. Thank you so much. So many of you know that I kind of put my feelers out there. I had one of my amazing students come to me and say, why don't you talk about your paranormal stories? You don't usually share about your paranormal adventures. And so I thought I would come on today and share with you guys about Ghosts of Morgan City, a television show that I did over 5 years ago, and answer any questions you guys have about Ghosts of Morgan City, anything that I can answer, and just be here to fill in the blanks. Or for some of you, and this is really interesting, is that you felt connected to me during that television show. So you reached out to work with me. And many people feel that way. And it's the weirdest thing. But I will have people write to me or meet me at a Paracon. And the first thing they say is, I saw you on Ghosts of Morgan City. I knew I had to meet you. And some of you, like Kim, knew me way before all this happened. But believe it or not, the reason that I was on Ghosts of Morgan City was because I was part of a touring group called Ghost Hunter Cruises. Sorry. And we traveled all around the world doing all kinds. Thanks, guys, for sharing. I appreciate you. And I started on there, and I worked with Barry Fitzgerald from Ghost Hunters International and Carl Pfeiffer from Ghost Hunters Academy. And we worked many years together. And then they finished the traveling with us, and Ben Hansen joined. And I gave Ben Hansen a reading on the cruise ship, and he was taken back by it. He said, there's no way you could have known the things you knew. And I want you a part of my team. And immediately I said, yes. I was like, sure. You can email me anything you want. I'll look at it. I'll read into it. You bet, Ben. He said, oh, no, this is a television show. I said, what? He said, this is a television show. I said, oh, no, Ben, I don't want to do TV. I don't want to do TV. And he says, do you want to help people? And I said, yes. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing me out on X. Thanks, guys, for sharing me today. I appreciate. That's how we get growth. That's how we do. You are our person. Thank you, Cindy. So let's talk about episode 1. Episode 1, you guys may have noticed that my hair was really short. You may have said, why was Sarah's hair so short and so curly? Well, if you don't know, my hair is naturally curly. And I share this with you because when I got the show, I didn't know I was going to be offered the show. And even if I had, I still would have shaved my head because a friend of mine had cancer and she was really scared of shaving her head. And I said, shave my head. Shave my head. And she's like, what? I said, shave my head. And she's like, you can't be serious, Sarah. And I said, I'm serious. So she shaved my head and then we shaved her head. And then a few months later, I got a television show. So if you ever wondered why my hair was so short, why was that a fashion choice? That wasn't a fashion choice. That was not a fashion choice. But if you want to know why my hair is that short and why is that curly, if you have ever been to Louisiana, I do not have to answer that question for you. It is very, very wet down there. Thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate that. It is very wet down there. And so the curls curled. There was no doing anything with my hair. So that's why the headbands became so popular. I used a different headband for each one of the episodes. So you see 8 different headbands because we did 8 different episodes. And so I had a different headband. And I still, yes, have all 8 headbands and we'll keep them forever. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate you. So the first episode, you guys, we went to the Mist. Do you remember that? And if you haven't seen Ghosts of Morgan City, it's still available. You can still find it. Can I ask Laura, where did you find Ghosts of Morgan City this weekend? How did you rewatch it? Can I ask? Let's see what Miss Pixie says. But we went into the Mist. And if you guys remember this episode, do you guys remember this episode? This episode was where a lady had been seen walking the road. It's on Disney. Okay, Discovery Plus. Perfect. This one was an intense one. And it was my first time working. I bought it on Amazon. Perfect. Thanks, Amy. And the Mist was all about this energy that was walking the highway itself and one of the that had been seen. Now, when we pulled over on the side of the road, yes, there was a whole story about a female and the families and all the things. And yes, but when I was there, I want to give you guys the backstage. I want to give you the backstage information. If you guys, are you guys interested in that? If so, give me some love here. Give me some hearts. We pulled over on the side of the road and I immediately saw 2 little boys. And was really connected to these 2 little boy energies. And they were probably, I would say he was probably 11 and the other was probably 8. They had been left there by their uncle in the 1950s. And you can look into that all however you want, but they were left there by their uncle. They had shaved heads, little white t-shirts that were really dirty, and tattered jeans. Definitely clothes that mom would have said, change into, your play clothes before going outside. These were definitely play clothes. And the boys came up to me and they were very shy. And now remind you, we're filming. So this is not our story. This is just, we were filming. And I was like, excuse me, I need to go over here for just a minute. And everybody's like, Sarah, hello. And I said, what are you guys doing? And they're saying, oh, we're waiting. I said, waiting for what, honey? He goes, Mama. I said, you're waiting for Mama? And she says, yeah, we're not supposed to leave. Our uncle says we're not supposed to leave. I said, oh, okay. I said, you guys want to play a game? And they said, yeah. I said, so there's going to be a really bright white light at the end of the road. You can turn around and see it now. And they turned around and they were standing right next to me. I'll never forget it. And I said, on the count of 3, I want to see who can get to that white light the fastest. And so I said, 1, 2, 3. And they ran so fast and they ran into the white light. And then I went back to work and went back to the normal case and found out when I came back to visit Morgan City, those of you that know that I visited Morgan City frequently, I went down to Morgan City, I bet you 13, 14 different times I was down there just to visit, go back and check on families, the whole 9. And found out that I was telling this story. And a friend of mine said, did you read the file on my desk? And I said, no. And she goes, are you sure? And I said, yeah. And she goes, I know those boys you're talking about, Sarah. I know the area. She's like, you are spot on. So that's all I really know, other than there was a case file on the boys. I did not read it. I just did what I felt was right. And that was to send the boys into the light together. And I didn't feel, some of you might feel, be asking, well, why didn't you explain it to them? Why didn't you have a conversation with the boys about it? I didn't feel like it was needed. Normally, if I'm talking to a spirit, I will explain what I'm doing. But in this situation, I just felt the boys needed to go home and they needed to be with their mom once again. And so I sent them home and sent them to the white light. And no, not always do I do that. And some people don't believe that children stay. Some people don't believe, those type of things. And all I can do is honor that. I can honor everybody's different belief systems and say, I'm going to follow through no matter what. And I'm there for them. I'm not there for other people's belief systems. So I will say that. So that's my story about the mist. Then we went on to Ghost Girl, episode number 2, which is a great one, where it was the first time that I've kind of sat in the middle. This is the train. I don't know if you guys remember the dad holding the daughter when they were hit by the train and they were found in each other's arms. That was a hard one. That's when I was like, boy, this isn't going to be easy. This is not going to be easy. They had shingles fall from their ceilings. This was an upset home from the energy. And it felt very much to me like the father was trying to get to the daughter. Yeah. And when you talk to him, I was like, how can you not see your daughter? Like, I'm so confused. And it was very difficult for me to figure out that he had ascended. He had already moved to the other side. She was still here. And so he was trying to communicate to her in the home where she was, which makes complete sense, but couldn't because she hadn't moved to the other side yet. So I was learning, guys. I learned a lot. These are things that you're not going to know about unless you experience them as a paranormal investigator, so yeah. And then and setting them free. And that's when it became really clear to me that what I was doing was helping people. Maybe not so much the living, because I can't promise anything that way. But when it comes to those on the other side, it was like, no, let's make a difference. Let's make a difference. So, and then we move on to the blue shirt of Idlewild. Idlewild Plantation. Idlewild Plantation. Try saying that word. If you ever read it, try saying that word. Not the easiest word to say if you don't have an accent. Hi, Betsy. Hi, honey. Welcome in. I want to thank you so much for all the sharing that you've done lately. I appreciate you for being here, supporting me, and sharing. Means the world to me. And those of you that are here today, please don't forget to follow, hit the follow button and you subscribe, and also give this a like and a share, if you will. Hold on one second. What a history that place had. Yes, Amy. Okay, so the Idlewild Plantation. I'll never forget this. So we're driving in the RV and they're saying, pick up what you can. So I want you to pick up, pull information, get what you can, whatever you, and I'm like, I'm getting jewelry. And I was like, why am I getting jewelry? And I was immediately drawing all this jewelry and putting this jewelry in this box and taking jewelry out of this box. And I'm like, what is going on? And I knew that we were going to be working with a female because I drew her and I drew the inside of the house. And this is the first time I really had ever done that. I drew the inside of this person's house. I drew where they had seen the spirit of the female. She told me that there was a staircase. She said, watch out for the staircase. And I said, okay. So we get there to Idlewild Plantation, which is an incredible plantation that had never been investigated. It had never been investigated. We were the first ones to investigate. And we went in and I had drawn it. I drew the whole downstairs level of the house. And I'm like, this is insane. And I said, are you guys missing jewelry? And they're like, yes, we are missing jewelry. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. They're like, nope, we're missing jewelry. And she literally showed me where she walked. And then I couldn't find the staircase. And I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if they aired that part, but I'm like, where's the staircase? And everybody's like looking around at me like, what? And I'm like, where's the staircase? She's talked about the staircase. And they walk over and they open this door. And that's how you got to the staircase. The staircase had been closeted in, almost like built in after years or whatever. And you could go up the staircase. And I said, this is where we're going to start filling things. And it's exactly where we started filling things. It was a very interesting episode. As you guys know, it was suggested that it was one of the first ever full body apparitions caught on television. I believe that others, in the industry have caught things and they just, maybe they didn't share. I don't know. But it's when I really connected with you because I got information in the same way. So Laura, thank you for bringing this up. I'm going to read Laura's comment again. It was when I really connected with you because I got information in the same way. How many of you sensitives watched me on television and felt like you got information the same way? I think a lot of people did. I've been told to go to Idlewild. Yeah, it's amazing. To meet the family, to be on the property. I believe they still own it. It's an amazing experience. It's beautiful. And like I said, we saw what we saw and we experienced what we did. And it was insane. It was insane. If you haven't seen that episode, I don't want to give it all away. Make sure you check that out on Discovery Plus. I believe is the only place you can find it right now. We were on HBO. We were on the Travel Channel. We still might be on the Travel Channel, but we're not on HBO anymore. But yes, it was a great episode. It was very, very awesome. But I have to admit, I liked the next episode even more. Pirates Island. For those of you who saw that episode, it is one of my very favorite episodes. It's where we went out to an island out in the middle of the swamps and had incredible experiences out there working with Jeremy Leonard and Jeremy McKay or McCaw. And we went out there and he had been filming a Naked and Afraid. He did a Naked and Afraid out there. And when they were out there, they caught something on camera. It's a great episode. They caught something on camera and they were like, what is that? So we got called in to see what that was. And I can tell you, I've never felt more stalked in my life. I felt like we were being stalked the whole time we were out there on the island. They were surrounding us. They were looping around us. It was incredible. That was an intense show. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, yes, ma'am. It was only on Discovery Plus. Yep, that's what I thought. And, it was, for me, when you go out into the swamps, everything wants to eat you. Don't let anybody tell you different. Everything wants to eat you. The alligators want to eat you. The snakes want to eat you. There's a sound out there of some sort of bird at night that literally sound. I can't do it. It is the scariest sound. You know, when you get a chance, Google sounds of the swamp, and then you'll understand what I'm saying, because it sounds almost like a monkey, very loud, angry monkey out there. Very scary. Gave me the chills when you got that thing off him. Thank you, Holly. So I do work as a Reiki master, and I do energy work that I've been trained in, and immediately knew he had an attachment. Now, a lot of people think attachments have to be the dead and the dead only, and that's not true. And those of you that are healers know that attachments can happen just by going to work. Attachments can happen by driving by an accident. Attachments can happen when you take something that doesn't belong to you. And that's what happened in this situation. Again, don't want to give it all away, but it was an incredible opportunity to work with and hang out with some really incredible people on an island where myself was bitten by a spider. I was bitten by a spider. I put some waders on that were worn by somebody else, and put the waders on, and they had a spider in them. So I was bit and had to take medication for a week because this thing was not a healthy spider. So I'm not one for spiders, first of all, but second of all, to be bit and have to take medicine for it, it was horrible. It was just horrible. So I still say, be careful when you go out into the swamps, because everything wants a piece of you. Oh my God, I love Pirates Island, love Jeremy and Naked Afraid. I watched that episode to see what they included in the episode. Oh, interesting. I wonder what that was like, Debbie. Such a connection with how you remove the attachment. Yeah, he was, and I will tell you, I've stayed in contact with Jeremy for many, many years now. It's been over 5 years. And he's doing so good. He's doing so good. Love you, Sarah and the tribe, but must get back to homeworks. Okay, honey, take care. Yes, it was not fun. The spider bite was not fun. Then on episode 5, for those of you that are sticking around, Irish Bend Soldier. This was an interesting one. This one, I actually got hurt on location. Those of you guys remember this one is when we were in the field and there were soldiers everywhere. There was a lot of stuff that happened there. And it was crazy. But I actually on this episode got hurt trying to keep Ben Hansen safe. I fell off a staircase and ripped open my leg trying to keep him safe. And the cameraman saved my life because I would have hit my head on a marble table. So that one was rough. They didn't show any of that, thank God. But it was not easy. It was sad, Debbie. It was really sad. I know. I totally agree, Amy. Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, that one was a rougher, that was a rougher go. That was a rougher go. And then the Berwick Bloody 4, episode 6. This one really bothered me. Those of you that have seen it, because of what I saw. And psychics, you understand what I'm saying right now. Mediums, you understand. Those that can see. Going into this episode and actually seeing what happened. Going through the motions and the movements and the feelings and the everything. It was a very rough go. So that's all I'll really say about that episode. If you guys have questions about that episode, I'd be willing to answer them. But that one's still too tough on me. That one's still rough. It is the first time that I ever felt a spirit grab my shirt. If you guys saw that, you can look that up. It literally grabs my shirt, pulls it down my my back. And I wanted to protect her. So I did. And that's exactly what I did. I took her and I protected her because that was what I felt needed to happen. But for those of you that haven't seen it, I don't want to share too much. Episode 7, The Man in Black. And then episode 8, Haunted Headquarters. So that's where we kind of finish it all up. Just there's experiences that are had there that were crazy, if some of you saw, but I do want to open up for any questions that you guys might have. Yeah, Laura, seeing stuff can be real rough. Yeah, she was, Amy. She was scared. She was, yeah. Yeah, and I loved, guys, Ghosts of Morgan City was my first television show 5 years ago. And I've been on so many other television shows now. But there was something very special about Ghosts of Morgan City. It's where I learned. It's where I learned how to talk on television and give readings at the same time. It's different. Hello, Sarah. Love seeing you. Love seeing you, honey. Do you guys have any questions about it? Again, please give this this video a like. Please do me a follow. Give me a follow. Share if you feel like it, and then put on your alarm bell so that when I come live, you guys will know I'm here. I always thought it was a warning for the pandemic. Okay, so that's really, you're not alone, Amy. Many people thought that it was, that it was basically like, hey, there was a sickness that this entire area had. There's sickness coming. Pay attention. That makes sense to me, Amy. I mean, that I'm just going to say, I wondered about that too. You couldn't help but wonder that, I don't think. How badly was Jeremy affected when he used that special seeing device? Carolyn, you really do see Jeremy. He is authentic in that when you watched him use it and see him using the device on that second to last episode, I really feel like you saw Jeremy be very clear with what he was experiencing. I've talked to him since, and I don't think he would do it again. I honestly don't. I mean, you'd have to ask him, but I don't think that he would put the device on again. So that kind of tells you his experience. He said things to me in passing, like he knows me and Brandy are mediums that he's worked with, but that's not what he was, ready to see. It was freaky for him, Debbie. Yes. I was thinking that would be the case. Yeah. And it was funny because the joke was, let's put it on Sarah. And I was like, it's not happening. And they were like, well, come on, Sarah, you already do it. And it was a joke because they had never planned on it. But I was like, I'm not doing it. I've been around the helmet many times since. I'm friends with Katie. I've been to many cons where it's at, and you're not going to get me to put it on. I can't watch that episode with Jeremy. Yeah, it's a rough one. Cindy, where can we find the vision helmet like that to try? Matt said, okay, so there's different devices that have been developed since that create stimulus to the brain or overstimulus to the brain. So you're shoved into your feelings and things. It's hard to explain. And as you guys can see, I am not the tech. So I would reach out to Katie Stanford for more information. Because to be honest with you guys, I am not a techie. I am not a techie. I want to become more techie, but honest to God, I don't know about tech. Yeah, Kim, I just felt like, there's something else that's like it that I tried on, but it pushes you more in your emotions and feelings. And I made it. You put these glasses on, and it was amazing. And it kind of shifts your brain, I guess, and puts it into a different beta state or some stuff. Like, again, I'm not a techie, but yeah. How many of you in here today, I would love to hear, would you put the helmet on? Would you put the helmet on? Would you do it yourself? Do you think it's something that you would put on? I mean, if you had the opportunity, I would. Perfect. I love that. I love it's again, nope, not for me. Okay. I'd try it if my wife was with me. I love that. If you held my hand, yes. Again, I think everybody, I'm on the fence. I totally get that. Yes, I think I would. Awesome. No way. Yeah, it's again, those of us that are pretty sensitive, you know, you get around it and you can feel, nope, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you walk up to it and you go, oh no, that's not for me. Maybe somebody else. Maybe somebody else. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of different things out there that I have not used when it comes to tech. Just because usually when I'm on, I'm just there to do what I do. So I don't really get to play with tech. But now that I've been doing so many more investigations and just did, I don't know if you guys saw that I was working with Amy Bruni from Kindred Spirits. I just got finished filming with her and was able to experience more tech on that, which was kind of cool. Yeah, when you feel things already a lot, it's like, do I want to amplify what I already feel? Of course, I don't know any different, right? So I don't know how to be any different than I am. Yeah, Amy's amazing. Yeah. Did you get that other job? Good question. Not yet. Right now, we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see the new projects that are coming up. I have several in the fire, so we'll see what happens next. Any questions about Ghosts of Morgan City, guys? Any questions whatsoever? I won't be touching on this subject again for a while because we're going to move on to more information. Amy will be in Salem this fall. Yes, that is correct. At the Elsinore Theater. That is correct. Amy will be in town giving a talk at the I need to get tickets for that. Thank you for reminding me. I need to go say hi to her. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Again, guys, if you don't mind, before you finish today, give this a share, give it a thumbs up, and put on your reminder that when I go live, you get notified. So no questions about Ghosts of Morgan City? How has the activity been in Morgan City since filming? It's interesting because I've been contacted by, I think, 2 people that, have things that are going on in different areas. There's a bar there. There's a bar that contacted me. But I think, you're going to have activity in places with a lot of history and a lot of trauma. And Louisiana has both. They have a lot of history and they have a lot of trauma. So for things to continue to happen, in some of these places, it just makes sense. I'm going to have to watch the episode again. I love them. Yeah, please do check them out. I love answering questions. If you got them, guys, has anything else been found in the hole? So Ghost Tracks, that is actually Ghost Town Terror, another television show that I've been on, and I will be doing a whole episode on that. But this is about Ghosts of Morgan City. Yeah, a lot of extra energy left behind, it seems. There's going to be energy. I mean, as many times as that area has been flooded and rebuilt and flooded and rebuilt and flooded and rebuilt and flooded, there's got to be. No worries, honey. Are we going to talk Ghost Town Terror coming up? Yes, we will. Yes, we will be talking about Ghost Town Terror, the episodes, everything, absolutely, season 1 and season 2. So if you watch those, we will be talking about them. I like that you guys helped and not only and didn't just investigate. That's just how I am. And I will tell you, no matter what is filmed or what is not filmed, what is shown on television or what is not shown on television, that is my ultimate goal. And that is what I do no matter where I go. So no matter where I'm working, my ultimate goal is to leave the place better than I found it in any way that I can. And sometimes it's accepted and sometimes it's not. And sometimes, as you saw in Ghost of Morgan City, they blessed me with the ability to finish every episode with a way to help others. And that, will always be in my heart. That will always be, that's why I'm so grateful for that television show. One of the many reasons, also getting to work with Ben and Jeremy and Katie, which was awesome. But also being able to help those in need. and really, and also having to stand up for those that need you to stand up for them, because that's what I do. And that's what you're going to see in any television shows that I've been filmed in. I'm definitely Sarah. I'm definitely just me. See, I'm totally there. I was decided that I wanted to help others in the same way as you and Chip Coffee do. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think, we all help the world in our own way. And I think, yesterday I was pretty sick, and there was a moment where I was sitting there and I said, I got a lot of helping to do, and I need to get better, and I need to get healthy, and I need to get back out there and start helping more people, because that's what it's all about. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thanks so much for starting your week with Mystic Mondays. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please tell people about it. Share this information wherever you can. Let's see here. Here's a question. The park, did they look for any human remains in the area? They found human remains in the area. Yes. Let's all send Sarah healthy vibes. Oh, thanks so much, you guys. Thank you so much. And again, see you next Monday here. Don't forget, where we're going to start back up at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to head to Gettysburg. So I'm going to share about Gettysburg and all the things that I experienced this weekend in Gettysburg. And you guys can ask questions. I'm going to do some investigating, some readings, all kinds of stuff. So come hang out with me. Bring your friends, bring your family, and we'll hang out all next Monday talking about Gettysburg, what can be found in Gettysburg. Sending light and love to everyone. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk real soon. Bye, guys.